So can we all agree that we all suck at time management? Just not. I'm Nakia Pleasant. I run Fits All Agency. Today we're going to be talking about time management for creators and creatives. This is for the creators or creatives that struggle with getting everything done. Maybe you're managing your 9 to 5 with your small business, or maybe you have a small business, but you're also trying to do content, because as an artist, as a creator, creatives, content is life and your life is the content. So it's kind of hard. It gets hard to balance, and I get it. I get it, trust. So step 1 to make your life easier and make sure that you're getting shit done every week is to prioritize. You have to figure out what matters to you most. What are your top goals? And you can do this in various ways. You can just list stuff out. Maybe you want to accomplish this, and that by the end of December. Or maybe you just have overall life priorities and everything is just constantly going. And that's similar to what I do. So my priorities go like this: God, my health. I have my business, which is Fits All Agency. That's really big to me. Then we have content and doing stuff. Those things go hand in hand. So they're pretty much sometimes on the same level. And then lastly, learning and passion projects is very important for me to squeeze in anytime I can, just because I'm always growing, I'm always learning. And having this priority list set in this way just keeps stuff flowing in my head of okay, since God and my health are at the top of the list, that's the first thing I'm getting done in the morning. The first thing I'm doing when I wake up is getting that done. If that's not your priority, whatever is the top of your list, start with your main priorities, secondary, and what's it called? Terry, Terry, Terry. I don't know, girl. However you do it, whatever works best for your mind, just make sure you have it straight and it's in place, because it's really hard to figure out what to do every week, or maybe you might have a hard time balancing stuff because you don't have a priority based off how you want to get things done. So I would think about that. I would think about your goals. I would think about stuff you want to do, projects, etc., etc. List all those things down and see which one of those things makes you the most happiest. Which one of those things you really want to succeed in. Which one of those things do you really want to go far with, That's the important part. So figure that out, and then you can move on to the next step, which is planning out your week as best as you can on a Sunday or Monday, however you like to run your week. So you can even do it between Friday, etc., etc. But however you do, just make sure you can get some sort of plan in place, just so you can have an overarching view of your week. So when you're planning out your week, don't try to overthink the times and what day you're going to get it done. Just list everything out. You can use different platforms like Notion, Notion Calendar, Google Notes, your Notes app. Essentially, I'll list some other good note-taking or just scheduler options down below. I would try to keep it focused on work and maybe health if you want to throw that in and stuff like that, routine-based things. But I wouldn't put every little thing down, right? So when you're doing your list, you're just rapid fire, oh, I want to get this blog post done. Oh, I want to get this painting done. Oh, I want to send out these emails. I want to post that or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And we're just focused on the week at hand, right? So we don't want to do too much, but don't make it too long. I feel like you would know when it's getting there. But you want to make sure you're doing that. And even if you're using the calendar app, sometimes what I'll do is literally dump everything on Monday, and then in the next step you can just basically allocate time into days into what you want to get done. So for instance, I use Notion, and on my Notion calendar I have a full week view. And before you enter your to-do task and whatnot, you want to make sure that you have your meetings and special calls or anything appointment based. That should already be in your calendar for the week, period, point blank. If it's not, schedule it in this time as well. And like I said, after you sit down and allocate each of those tasks you listed out to a day and a time, make sure it's realistic to you. Make sure you have space in between everything. Make sure that it feels balanced, okay? And yes, this is a form of time blocking. I will fight anybody in the comments who says time blocking does not work, but I'm gonna show y'all it can work for so many different type of people. I'm serious. And some people could say that time blocking doesn't work, etc., etc. But I feel like time blocking doesn't work if you don't have the right systems in place and you don't give yourself grace, okay? And here's what I mean by that. For me, Mondays are Like depending on the week, what weekend I had. Sometimes my boyfriend slept over. Girl, I'm not always starting the day happy-go-lucky straight in the gym. Like, no, I'm just like every one of y'all. I be on my phone real fast, like, hello, what's going on Instagram? What's going on TikTok? What I miss? You didn't miss nothing. You were asleep like everybody else. I'm trying to get out of that habit, but I know that I do that. Like, I know. So I give myself between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. because, like I said, God is the top of my life and my health is the top of my life. It's something that I really want to get down. But I give myself that time because then I know, like, okay, girl, you woke up at 7. You got about 15 minutes to get up out of this bed. You got about 15 minutes or you're going to start running late to your schedule. And the whole point of this is just to get yourself like responsible with time and keep yourself on task, if that makes sense. And then once I come back from the gym, my schedule doesn't look like eat breakfast, take a shower, like, no, like obviously I'm gonna do that stuff, so I allocate time in between. So you'll see spaces in my schedule of like an hour and a half, and that's just kind of like me chilling, eating lunch, talking to my man, like literally like whatever it may be. That's what I use like spaces in my time blocking for. So I'm just big on like, don't over schedule, don't over plan, like just plan for the important stuff. And mentally, you should be checking your schedule every day, and it should be like somewhere you can see it all the time. And so you should be knowing like, hey, or even put notifications. Like, I love Google Calendar notifications, but the whole point of this is just to give yourself space, so you're not being like 9 a.m. workout, 10 a.m. start work, 11 a.m. do this project. It's like, girl, when are you taking a break? Did you even take a shower? Did you eat breakfast? Did you do this? Did you do that? Like, no, you didn't. I don't know about y'all, but my most productive self is literally when I actually take myself seriously and I actually take time to rest and take care of myself, like my self-care and whatnot. So that's why I'm literally going to keep emphasizing that you have to give yourself grace in your schedule in order to get shit done. So step 3, well, it's not even really a step, but it's like a segment. I do want to offer some suggestions on how you can time block differently based off the type of worker or just person you are. This can even help if you just kind of like, for me, like when it's my period, girl, my time block shifts. It has to. So here's 3 ways to time block, just for different type of work styles or preferences. Up to you. If you have any more, comment them down below. So first, it starts with identifying what type of worker you are. So maybe you're like me, where the top of the day is your best moment. It's your time that you're most creative, you have the most focus, and you can get a lot done in the morning. That's me. I schedule a lot of my big projects like branding, design, a lot of like creative stuff like video editing. I try not to do too much planning in the morning because it just takes away all of my energy for stuff I really want to create, So an average time block for my week looks like about an hour or 2 hours in the morning for self-time, eating, spending time with God, showering, whatever, getting ready for the day. And then I'll have a 2-hour work session of like doing some brand guidelines, editing a video, doing content, etc., etc. Then I have like maybe an hour and a half. I have like a break, 30 minutes, something like that. Call Buki, check on him, go back to working for like an hour and a half. And then I'll probably do like maybe some admin stuff at that point, like checking emails, doing stuff like that. Just because now usually content wears me out. I'll be honest, like content designing, I'm like, okay, my brain is getting a little tired already and I just want to break from all that stuff. I don't really want to create, I just want to touch and plan. So I'll do like admin stuff, planning, organizing, etc., etc. As the day goes on, the tasks start getting shorter. So then maybe I need to do like an Instagram post, maybe I need to edit like a quick reel, etc., etc. Those things take like 30 minutes. So now I'm taking like short breaks in between, but I'm still like going. Sometimes I don't, to be honest. Like I'll do edit the reel, edit this thing, post that thing back to back to back. Sometimes it's up to you. And let's say you're just the complete opposite. You're just like, friend, I'm a night owl. Like, girl, I come alive in the night. I literally don't wake up until 1 p.m. That's fine. I'm not judging you. Like, you can time block still. Here's what I would suggest. Take it or leave it. It's up to you. So if you consider yourself a night owl, I feel like I say it so black. Ow. Okay, anyways, make sure that you're tasking yourself in small increments first. So you would basically do the opposite schedule of what I kind of do. So you would do like short tasks, maybe longer breaks. You can do like stuff like that because you're just not into it. You're not feeling it. You just woke up. You barely getting your day started, and it's fine. Maybe you pray and you'll eat breakfast or lunch, brunch, breakfast, and then you go into starting like tasks that are like 15 minutes, and then you take a 15-minute break, and you do 30 minutes and take another 15-minute break, and then you like start growing the time slots from there based off tasks. So maybe you do your editing at nighttime. A lot of people who are creative are like that. I think starting off slow will also kick drive your momentum of creating, but what's most important is that it fits for you. Let's talk about this third identity. Maybe you're super hyper focused. You try to time block, but sometimes you just let go of time. Now you worked on this branding project and you started at 9 a.m. and it's 2:30 because you were locked in. And that's great. But now you're sitting here and you're just like, it's 2:30. I haven't ate. I haven't stood up. I haven't got to other stuff I want to get to because I have multiple priorities. So what am I doing? Clearly, I've been here before. Clearly, because that's me, y'all. This is why I started time blocking in the first place, because I get so hyper focused. I'm like literally like, I'll start editing a video. I just get in the groove. Like, I just get in the groove. If that's you, I will literally theme your day by priority or by goal. So let me explain it. Whatever schedule it may be. But if that was me, Monday is going to be all admin business day. So I'm shipping out orders. I'm checking on new orders. I'm checking on questions. I'm checking on all that stuff. Like, doing admin stuff all day. I'm going to be planning content. I'm going to be reaching out to people, doing marketing. But let's say now Tuesday, you have to do content. You have to do YouTube. Maybe you filmed your day yesterday of like day in the life of running a small business. Boom. So now Tuesday is going to be your content day where you're editing the content. You might film some extra content, make new content out of that big video, etc., etc. Like, literally spend all day doing content. So now your brain is literally focused on content all day, and you're not feeling like it's hard to pivot. Something I noticed with time blocking that people struggle with is that they have a hard time with pivoting. Let's say you schedule 2 hours of editing a video. It's really hard for somebody to go into like doing maybe emails or like doing like brand design now. Like, it's kind of hard for some people. I'm sorry if the light is changing. Excuse me. And overall, my point with showing you guys these different workflows and stuff is just to inspire you to really get shit done in a week and get everything you want done, because I know it can be hard. I know it can be hard to balance and whatnot, and feel like it can be very overwhelming. But this structure has really helped me, especially because I was starting my business. I was working a 9 to 5. I was starting to do YouTube and content. At one point, I even had like 4 clients in 1 month, and I've been doing this whole time in different ways. Like I said, it changes based off my mood, based off what I've got going on. Now it's changed because I have no longer a 9 to 5 and I'm full-time with my agency. So it's different now, and I love it. So now you should have no problem managing yourself. You should have no problem with getting shit done. Like I said, the goal is to make sure you get as much done every week. And I really hope that these tips help you. But I want to leave you with 2 more extra tip that I really feel like can really hone in how to do this and make it work for you. Like, seriously, you definitely want to make sure you're giving yourself enough time to actually do the work, but you also want to make sure you're giving yourself grace, like I keep saying. So like, I wouldn't schedule 2 hours for checking emails. Like, unless you came back from a 3-week vacation, friend, there is no reason you should be spending 2 hours on emails. Let's say you're editing a video for YouTube, right? realistically, depending on how long it is, maybe a good 15-minute video might take you 2 hours. Sometimes it takes me that. Depending on how intricate the editing is, it could take you that long. But sometimes, like I said, that moment happens where I get locked in or I get hyper focused on like one little thing, trying to like perfect it or whatever, and then boom, it's time to stop. But I'm gonna stop every single time. Like sometimes I'll be honest, I don't, but literally, like, the whole point of time blocking is to stop. Like, you're not time blocking if you don't stop. Set timers if you need to. Really make sure that you are starting and stopping at the allocated time. And like I said, it's just making yourself more responsible, getting yourself working faster. This has personally helped me work faster. Like, I have gotten so much faster. Like, it's ridiculous how faster I got because I've been allocating myself time. I'm like, girl, I don't want to have to like do this again later. Like, I want to get this done now. And so all that stuff stems from me time blocking, literally. Number 2, so remember when I said I had to stop because I took too long to do that edit? This is a perfect time to give yourself a catch-up day. This is something I do. Fridays are my catch-up day, literally every single time. So usually you'll pretty much see me dragging stuff over from like Monday to Friday or like Tuesday to Friday. And typically, like, sometimes I'll even write notes for myself, like, oh, you just need to film some extra clips. Like, it could be like little small things I just didn't quite get to. And so my Friday will typically not be a bunch of like big 2-hour tasks, but it'll be like, oh, that took about 10 minutes, that took about 15 minutes, that took about 30 minutes. Most likely though, I'm pretty much knocking them all out and then going about my day and having the Friday with Buki. I really pray that this helps a lot of you guys out there. I'm Nakia Pleasant. I run Fist All Agency, and I really hope that you can get shit done this week.